Okay, welcome back everybody. And in this lesson here, we're going to talk about join operations, part one. Okay, going to be joining a couple tables. Okay, all right. So let's go to our document, and you can read a good bit of this, okay, yourself. I'm going to hit on the main topics that you need to know. Okay, but there are two types of join conditions. Okay. And the main one is your SQL join. It uses the equality operator, okay? Now it also uses a where clause to it, and anyway, we'll be hitting on it in just a minute, okay? So you'll see. Non-SQL join, the operator that is not, it uses the operator that is not the equal sign, or less than, or greater than, or between, and etc. Okay? Now, join types. There's also what you call an inner join, which is really called a join. Okay? That's what it's really referred to now, is join. It's the same thing. Okay, the most common you will use. Okay, it returns a row only when the column in the join contain values that satisfy the join conditions. If a record has a null value in one of the columns in the condition, then the record is not returned. Okay, that's not always the case, and you will see what I'm talking about, okay, a little later, okay? All right, now, the outer join returns a row even when one of the columns in the join condition contains a null value. Okay? You're going to be learning about that. Okay? Now, to, to perform an outer join, you use, with Oracle SQL, we use the plus sign and the equal sign. Okay? With the ANSI standard, which sometimes you hear referred to as a new standard, both of these are used, Oracle SQL and ANSI. Okay? It's whatever you prefer. And you'll see what we're talking about, what I'm talking about after a while. Okay, the operator is not used, this operator, plus and equal. Instead, the instruction is provided with the use of the right and left keywords. Okay? Alright, now, the left outer join, we want to see data return on one side where there are nulls. Okay? And the same thing with the right. Okay? A full outer join, we want to see the data return on both sides where there are nulls or one side has a null. Okay, we're going to talk about this more in the next lesson. Okay, we're going to go over this and do some tables. Okay, now a self join is a join made on the same table. The table is joined onto itself. It is usually necessary to use column aliases when you perform this. But this kind of join is not used so much, okay? Alright, so here we have what's called an ambiguous column situation. It's a Cartesian, is what it is. You're trying to select two columns, and here one column from two tables. You cannot do this, okay? EQJoin, the goal, output if and only if employee department number equals department number. That's what we're going to be working with here. It's employee table and the department, okay, for the most part. And the use of employee dot department number is not table aliasing, okay? Let's go to our developer, okay? And let's get started. As I said, you cannot do this. As you see, column ambiguously defined. You cannot do the second one either, okay? Now, all right, here we're selecting column E name and employee from employee table, department number. From employee, and notice the comma, and department. Then you have to have a where clause. This is the Oracle standard way of doing it. Okay? This is not ANSI. This is Oracle. And we use employee dot department number equals department dot department number. Notice department number is on the right side where it is here. Out of convention, this is what you want to do. If you do it opposite, you'll see after a while you're going to get an error. Okay? Let's run this. It's nothing to it. It's simple. And you see, we get employee name and department number. 14. It retrieved it from both tables, okay? Department number. Okay, now we can do what we column aliasing. Now, remember what I told you if you copy and paste here. Okay, in the document, if you look, it's got the curvy quotes, right? What do you see here? Curvy. Okay? So if you copy and paste, and I told you, you need to, I know you're going to copy and paste this so much, but you need to, you need to come up with your own joins and columns and work with them and play around. Okay? Now, we're selecting the name again, department, department number, column alias, employee, department number, and the column alias. Okay? Basically the same thing as above, only really we got column aliasing. We got department, department number, employee, department number. Okay? And department was on the right side. Okay? Now this is table aliasing. It's when you give a table an alias, and we're giving employee a E, department a D, and then we say where, got a comma here, where E department number equals D department number. Remember the right side. Okay? Very simple. Very simple. And notice we get on the left side our employee table, on the right side we get our department. You notice department number _1 is on the right side. Oracle automatically gave it _1. Okay? So we get all our data. And you can see under commission too all the nulls. So you can, if we had hundreds of records, let's say, and let's say most of these had commissions, and you come across one or two or three or whatever that don't have no commission, they've been working since 81 or something, then that's something you would want to look into. Or it might be something else, you know. But performers work, what the score is, you know. So anyway, that's where null is not always a bad thing. It comes in handy. Okay, now we're about to do something that will not work, because we are to be pulling data from the department table, this table. That's where we're trying to pull data from, actually. Okay, to merge it with employee. So, notice we got E employee here. You'll notice this is not going to work. E employee invalid identifier. Okay? Alright, so now you cannot use reserved words such as table. I don't even have to run this, okay? You're just going to get an error. Well, we can do it real quick while we're at it, I guess. And invalid table name, okay? Invalid table name. Okay? So, now, here, we're doing what we've done. We just have different column names. And it's going to work wonderfully, just as it says above. Okay? Smith works in department number, his or her is department number 20, works in research. Allen, sales, number 30. Miller, 10, accounting. Okay? And when you're working with tables, get to know your data names, your data. Get to know them. Okay? All right, let's go to our document, and we're going to talk about ANSI SQL, American National Standards Institute. It's a consortium of database companies that approach ANSI the company to develop a set of standards for the SQL language. Now, the ANSI is a company that gives standards to most all your languages, most all programming languages and stuff. So they'll work together. We've talked about this, where your SQL will work in, let's say, a Java program. PLSQL works with SQL, where your database languages like Microsoft can work with Oracle, So it's a standard. It's a company, all right? All right, now, here is the way ANSI works. We replace the comma after the first table, right here, with join. We replace the where clause here with on. That's the only difference. We got parentheses here. We don't have to have these. But it's pretty simple. And again, your department needs to be on this side. We're pulling from department, okay? If it's employee on this side and department on this side, need to have employee on that side, okay? Now, let's go back to SQL, okay? And let's run this. And there you go. We get data. There's really nothing to it. Okay? Worked out perfect for us. All right. Okay, now, here we're going to do something a little different. We're going to select D-name and D-name. We're doing the same thing here, where department number of employee equals department number of department. And we're saying and, okay? Well, that did wonderful, didn't it? And this, oh, I see what happened. The defect went over there. Okay. Your department name and your department all here. First it says and the department name equals accounting, or all these equal research operations and sales. Then order by D name. Now, let's run this. And we get data. And it is very ugly. It is very, very ugly. First of all, and in the next lesson you'll really see operations, there's no one assigned to operations. So this is a Cartesian, very much. You can't see at the very bottom in my recording, we got 45 employee names and department names. And none of these, all of these are all messed up, as you can see. Clark's in accounting, Clark's in operation, Clark's in research. So it did not work. So wonder why. What can we do? The reason why is because you have to have parentheses here. Okay? We're using this AND condition. And we have all these values here that we're trying to pull from. When you run a join with these kind of conditions, you have to have a parentheses like this after this AND. Okay? Then we're going to order by department name. Okay? Let's see if this works. And as you see, it works. Perfect. We got 14 employee names and the department name, where they are assigned and working at. There are no operations because no one is assigned to operations. Okay? Okay. So that works out perfect. Okay? Now, we can also make a join like this. We can say and department name is in, you got to have parentheses here. Okay? Accounting, comma research, comma operations, comma sales. And they all are strings. They have to have single quotes. Okay? So, this is another good way of coding your joins. Okay? Very simple. And you're going to notice we get the same data. So it works the same as this above. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. All right. Well, that is going to do it for this lesson. What you need to do is study this, watch the video over again, however many times you have to, and practice, and you'll get it down. And we're going to move to Join Operations Part 2, okay? All right, I appreciate it, everybody. I'll see you in the next lesson. Okay, bye-bye.